My name is Jim Thomas, and welcome to the Fitness Management Update. Our topic today is increasing revenue streams in your gym. So you've got, several revenue streams, membership, personal training, Group X, boot camp, your front desk is generating revenue, childcare is generating revenue. You have all these revenue streams. How do you increase your revenue in these streams? And first on our list, is a price increase. One of the first things you can always do in the sales process is increase your ask. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're increasing your individual rates, across the board. It could mean you add a new program that simply costs more and has more value to it. So if you want to increase your revenue in your various streams, look at a price increase across the board. Number two, look for ways to increase your volume at all levels. How can you talk to more people? This is one of the simplest things to do, particularly from a marketing and promotional standpoint. But look at increasing your volume. If you want to increase the revenue in your streams, better sales management. Make sure you're managing this process. Too often, leaders and owners and managers, they'll simply tell their staff to go do something with no real management of those objectives and no real definition of here's the goal, here's the number we need, and here's the plan of action we're going to utilize to get there. So take a look at your sales management. One of the big ones that's commonly left out is sales training. And for your members that are in your gym and they want to get results, look at it this way. What are you going to tell them? How often should they attend, to get best results? 4 times a week, 5 times a week, every day? It's the same thing in sales training. You should, at least be having your weekly meeting. But then in addition to that, you should be doing some kind of sales training in every revenue section of your club every single day. And this doesn't have to be, hour-long sales training. These could be 10 or 15-minute role-playing sessions, but do it every single day. Next is, what we like to call, sell up front. In other words, sell them when they're there. Regardless of circumstances, everyone gets a presentation. I know we talk to so many folks that they'll do a week or 2 weeks or a 30-day offer, and they won't even attempt to sign the person up or offer a membership to them when they first come in. Sell people when you first talk to them. Present them when you first talk to them. Internal marketing. One of the great things you have going for you in your gym is you've got a dynamic set of eyeballs every day, whether you're getting 300 workouts, 500 workouts, 20 workouts, whatever it is. Make sure you have, marketing materials, professionally done. I don't mean professionally in the sense of you spend lots of money, but you don't want it to look like a flea market either. But, have this information in your club so your members know what's going on. And then finally, relationships and making the call. And what we like to look at here is, go to your power base first. And your power base is people that you know. And because people that you know, they want to see you succeed, they trust you, they're more likely to do business with you, call everybody in your cell phone and invite them in, depending on whatever, a particular profit center it might be. Invite them in, for a trial membership. Invite them in for some personal training. Try a boot camp class, whatever it might be. But, utilize those relationships and then make that phone call. Follow up with these folks. So go out there, increase the revenue in your various streams. It'll make a significant difference in the operation of your gym. My name is Jim Thomas, and this has been the Fitness Management Update.